Ubisoft is in a really bad situation. This week, the company showed signs that things are not going very well. It has been announced that the game Skull and Bones, which is a crazy battle royale version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, has been delayed. After postponing the game 4 times, it was going to be released on November 8, 2022. The problem is that it would be the day before the launch of God of War Ragnarok, which made Ubisoft postpone the game once again. I believe that this delayed was what made the company sink even further, since it should have been counting on Skull and Bones to try to close the fiscal year in a less shameful position. Now Skull and Bones isn't coming, and to complicate matters, 3 unannounced games have been cancelled. Just to give you an idea of the situation, last year's Splinter Cell VR, Ghost Recon Frontline and 2 more games were cancelled. With these 3, there will be a total of 7 games cancelled by the company. The only salvation still from Ubisoft is Assassin's Creed Mirage, which is still guaranteed. But the question of this video is, what about The Crew 3? We don't know if The Crew 3 is among the 3 cancelled games. There is a possibility? There is, yes, but in my opinion I think it is small. The Crew is a franchise that makes money for Ubisoft. It's obviously not Assassin's Creed or Far Cry, but it's one of the company's few racing genres, and as of 2021 it was still relevant in the market and selling well. Despite being weaker in content, the game still always brings something, and the forecast is that we will have content by June of this year. What is worrying is that Ivory Tower, the game's developer, belongs to Ubisoft since 2015, and Ubisoft's problems could affect the launch of the game, which rumors claim to be later this year. I'm going to leave here a card from the video where I talk about The Crew 3, about the map, and everything we know about it. So now you might think, if the game is almost ready, why not release it? The big problem is that just like in movies, in games millions are spent on marketing alone. For example, Warner cancelled a Batgirl movie that cost $90 million and was quite finished simply because they didn't want to spend more money on a movie that might fail, and the test screenings didn't go very well. Of course, The Crew 3 won't be a disappointment, but we don't know how Ubisoft's situation is. Maybe they don't want to spend a few $1,000,000 more on the game fearing that sales won't be good. Well, they must have The Crew 2 sales figures to draw their conclusions, and I believe the game won't be cancelled, but it could be delayed, at least for another year. The big problem in this whole story is that The Crew 2 is already losing its strength and the content released has been very lazy. Sometimes it seems that it is just filler, so if The Crew 3 is cancelled we will have a whole year of time without nothing from The Crew. We'll have to wait until the middle of the year to see whether or not we have an announcement for the new game. If Ubisoft is bought by then, that's when things will take longer, because until the sale is approved and the deal is signed, which takes months, they probably won't release any games. Well, do you think Ubisoft will bounce back or will it go bust? Say it in the comments. For more news, like this video, subscribe to the channel. See you next time, bye.